And if I told you that the real reason you're feeling less energy, less strength, and that response you used to have down there has diminished, is not so much related to the years you've lived, but to what you choose to put on your plate every morning. Many men over 65 silently accept that their erections are no longer what they used to be, resign themselves to that heaviness in the legs, or to that tingling and numbness in the groin, believing it's a lost battle against time. But modern science is revealing something different, something that can completely change the rules of the game. And the truth is that the true thief of your male vitality might not be your age, but your breakfast. And today, I will show you how to regain it. For years, working as a doctor in Chicago, I have dedicated myself completely to men's overall health, guiding each patient every step of their well-being, observing how small changes can transform lives, strengthening body, mind, and vitality. In my practice, I have seen men regain the confidence and vitality they believed were lost forever. The secret is not in a miracle pill, but an understanding that your body has an incredible capacity to heal itself if you provide it with the right tools. Today, I will reveal 5 of those tools, 5 simple, delicious, and powerful breakfasts that can reactivate circulation exactly where you need it most. So if this message resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your journey to feeling stronger starts now. Let's begin with the first superfood for your breakfast, Greek yogurt combined with nuts. I call this combination the power duo for flexible muscles and arteries. In all my years of practice, I constantly hear my patients complain about a general loss of strength, difficulty lifting grocery bags, fatigue when climbing stairs, and they notice that this lack of vigor also affects their intimacy. What many do not realize is that the usual breakfast in many places in the US, such as sweet bread with coffee or sugary cereals, are direct enemies of muscle mass. After age 60, we enter a natural process called sarcopenia, which is muscle loss. This not only affects your arms or legs, but also a group of vital muscles, often overlooked, those of the pelvic floor. These muscles function like an internal hammock supporting your organs and play a crucial role in erectile function. If these weaken, the ability to maintain an erection drastically decreases. This is where our first powerful breakfast comes in. Greek yogurt, not regular sugary yogurt, but Greek, is an incredibly dense source of protein. Protein is the building block with which your body repairs and builds muscle. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that adequate protein intake in older adults is directly related to better physical function and less frailty. By giving your body this high-quality protein in the morning, you are providing the necessary material to strengthen those pelvic muscles from the start. Now, let's combine that with a handful of nuts. Nuts are the true queens of dried fruits when it comes to vascular health. They are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which act as powerful natural anti-inflammatories, and they also contain L-arginine, an amino acid that, as we will see later, is a precursor to nitric oxide. This combination reduces inflammation that hardens your arteries and improves their flexibility, allowing blood to flow more freely and powerfully. I remember James, a 68-year-old accountant from Austin who came to my office feeling exhausted. His intimate life had suffered, and his confidence was at an all-time low. His breakfast consisted of 2 pieces of sweet bread and a coffee loaded with sugar. I suggested a simple change. Replace that with a bowl of Greek yogurt with a handful of nuts and some berries. At first, he was skeptical. "That's all, doctor." A month later, he returned with a smile. Not only did he feel more energetic during the day, but he also confided in me, somewhat shyly, that his performance in private moments had improved in a way he didn't expect. It wasn't magic. He had simply stopped weakening his body in the morning and had started to build it. As a doctor, what I value about this option is that it tackles the problem from 2 fronts, muscular and vascular. It's a comprehensive strategy on a single plate. Our second powerful breakfast, and one of my favorites for its incredible effectiveness, is a simple but transformative spinach and mushroom omelet. Think of it as your natural nitric oxide power plant. We've all heard that eggs are good, but the truth is that eating them alone is like having a powerful car without the right fuel. The true power of the egg is unleashed when you combine it with the right ingredients. turning it into a real engine for your circulation. The problem I often see is that many men, when thinking of a healthy breakfast, limit themselves to a boiled or fried egg with white bread. That's fine, but we're missing a golden opportunity. The real secret to circulation isn't just in the egg's protein, but in a compound we can add very easily: dietary nitrates. And the best source of nitrates for breakfast is spinach. When you eat spinach, your body converts those natural nitrates into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that tells the walls of your blood vessels relax, open up. This causes vasodilation, meaning the diameter of your arteries increases, allowing a rush of oxygen-rich blood to reach all corners of your body, especially the pelvic area. It's the same principle used by many medications for erectile dysfunction, but obtained naturally and without side effects. Now, to that spinach, we add some mushrooms or any edible mushroom to further enhance the effect. Mushrooms are full of B vitamins, essential for generating energy, and contain an extraordinary antioxidant called ergothioneine, which, according to studies published in the journal Nature, protects cells against oxidative stress. That internal oxidation we will discuss later. That's why an omelet or scrambled eggs with a generous handful of spinach and mushrooms is not only a delicious breakfast, but also a true therapeutic tool. You are consuming high-quality protein for your muscles, nitrates to open your arteries, and antioxidants to protect them. Daniel, a 71-year-old patient of mine from Denver, suffered from hypertension and always complained of a constant feeling of heaviness and coldness in his extremities. I recommended this breakfast 4 times a week. 2 weeks later, he told me something fascinating. Not only did he feel lighter and more energetic, but he also experienced a sensation of warmth and a better response in the lower area, something he believed age had taken away forever. His body simply needed the right ingredients to reactivate its own internal pharmacy. If you don't like spinach, you can opt for other leafy greens like arugula or kale. The essential thing is to include that source of nitrates in your mornings. Now let's move on to the third breakfast, one that is refreshing, delicious, and incredibly protective: a red berries smoothie or shake. I call it the antioxidant shield for your veins. Some time ago, a patient told me something I will never forget. "Doctor, I feel like I am rusting inside, and I couldn't have described it better." Stress, pollution, and especially a diet loaded with processed foods and sugars create a phenomenon in our body called oxidative stress. Imagine your blood vessels as metal pipes. Over time, if the water flowing through them isn't pure, they begin to rust. That rust makes them stiff, brittle, and narrow. The same happens inside our bodies. Oxidative stress rusts the walls of our arteries, causing inflammation and damage, greatly hindering blood flow. This is where a third breakfast comes into play: a smoothie or juice made from red berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These small natural gems are possibly the most concentrated source of antioxidants you can consume. Their intense color comes from compounds called anthocyanins, extremely powerful flavonoids. Multiple studies, including a highly recognized one from Harvard University, have linked regular consumption of these flavonoids to better cardiovascular health and a significant reduction in the risk of erectile dysfunction. Why is it so important? Because they act as a true cleaning and defense squad for your body. They neutralize free radicals, molecules that oxidize and damage our arteries, reduce inflammation in the walls of blood vessels, and help keep them flexible, elastic, and healthy. A small glass each morning, prepared with a handful of frozen red berries, a little water or unsweetened plant-based milk, and perhaps a tablespoon of chia seeds, is a simple, effective, and powerful way to detox your circulatory system from the inside. I remember Brian, a 69-year-old man from Seattle who had smoked for most of his life and always complained about poor circulation, feeling cold feet and hands, and a lack of sensitivity that deeply worried him. He started drinking the shake every morning. At first, he didn't expect surprising results. However, 3 weeks later, he confessed that the tingling sensation in his legs had significantly decreased, and most importantly to him, he had begun to regain sensation in areas he thought were lost forever. His body was, literally, cleansing itself of accumulated damage. The wonderful thing about this option is its versatility. You can add some protein powder if you like, or even a spinach leaf for an extra boost of nitrates. It is a delicious, pleasurable, and nutritious way to give your body a concentrated dose of health every morning. Never underestimate the power of a simple smoothie. Sometimes, the most refreshing solution is also the deepest. And now we arrive at our fourth combination, one that transforms a classic breakfast into a true powerhouse for health: whole wheat toast with avocado and flax seeds. This breakfast, without a doubt, becomes the guardian of your heart and arteries. Let's talk about a breakfast classic, but in its smart version. Forget white bread with butter or margarine. The time has come to evolve towards an option that not only satisfies, but actively protects your cardiovascular system. Many people fear avocado because of its fat content, but this is one of the healthiest fats that exist. Avocado is rich in monounsaturated fats, the same beneficial type of fat found in olive oil. These fats help reduce LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that forms plaques in the arteries and can cause blockages. Additionally, avocado is an excellent source of potassium. Potassium is crucial for counteracting the negative effects of sodium in our diet, helping to maintain healthy blood pressure. And controlled blood pressure is absolutely essential for good erectile function. When we combine avocado with a truly whole-grain toast, not the brown bread with artificial coloring, but a dense, fiber-rich bread, we are incorporating slow-release carbohydrates. This prevents blood sugar spikes, which over time damage the body's smallest and most delicate blood vessels. And the finishing touch that turns this breakfast into a superfood: a tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed or linseed. Flaxseed is one of the richest plant sources of omega-3s and contains compounds called lignans. Both are incredibly potent in reducing systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the silent enemy of arterial health. By fighting it every morning, you're creating an internal environment that promotes circulation and deeply strengthens your body. Ethan, a 75-year-old man from Minneapolis, was extremely concerned about his cholesterol and blood pressure. His usual breakfast consisted of coffee with milk and sweet cookies. I suggested a change that at first seemed like something for young people. However, today, he wouldn't change it for anything. Not only did he notice significant improvements in his blood tests, but he also told me he felt much more stable energy throughout the day. And one day, with a mischievous smile, he confessed, "Doctor, this breakfast is not only good for the heart, but also boosts the man's mood." He grasped the connection perfectly. What's good for your heart is extraordinary for your intimate life. A practical tip: make sure to grind flax seeds just before consuming them, as this way your body can better absorb all their nutrients. Finally, our fifth and last item today is not a solid food, but a drink that prepares your body for healing from the very first sip: a turmeric and ginger infusion. I call it the morning anti-inflammatory elixir. Often, the root of poor circulation is not a blocked artery, but something quieter: low-grade chronic inflammation. It is a slow, steady fire that hardens blood vessels and makes it difficult for blood to flow normally. Turmeric, with its active compound curcumin, and ginger, with its gingerols, are two of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories that exist. The Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine has published several studies confirming the ability of curcumin to reduce inflammatory markers in the body, sometimes with effectiveness comparable to some medications, but without their side effects. Ginger, on the other hand, not only fights inflammation, but also improves digestion and has a thermogenic effect, meaning it generates gentle heat that helps stimulate metabolism and circulation from within. Starting the day with this warm infusion, even before the main breakfast, is like giving your body an internal anti-inflammatory shower. Prepare your digestive system, soothe systemic irritation, and create ideal conditions for optimal blood flow throughout the day. I remember Robert, 77 years old from Boston, who not only suffered from low energy, but also had joint pains in his knees and hands. He felt his body was stiff and old. I suggested starting each morning with this infusion: a thin slice of fresh ginger, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a pinch of black pepper to enhance the absorption of curcumin. After 2 weeks, not only did he notice improvements in his joints, but he also told me something that deeply surprised him. He felt more overall vitality, an effect that also positively reflected in his intimate life. By reducing inflammation throughout his system, he not only relieved his knees, but also awakened his arteries. You've come this far, and that shows me you take your health seriously. You are no longer the same person who started watching this video. Now you carry knowledge with you. You have in your hands 5 powerful, natural tools capable of transforming your life. But knowledge without action is just stored information. True change comes when you decide to take the first step, and I want you to take that step today, not tomorrow, not Monday. Today. I know exactly what you're thinking. Doctor, changing lifelong habits is difficult. I understand, but I'm not asking you to transform everything overnight. I only ask you to make a change, even if it's small, but one that makes a difference. Think about your breakfast tomorrow. What will you choose? The same sweet bread as always, or will you give Greek yogurt with nuts a chance, that solitary coffee, or scrambled eggs with spinach to wake up your circulation? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Choose one of these 5 breakfasts and commit to trying it for a week. Just 1 week. Give your body the chance to react, to feel better, to respond to your care. Remember this: the first hour after waking up is the most crucial moment of the day for your circulatory system. It is when your body is most receptive, most willing to receive benefits. It is your opportunity to break the cycle of inflammation and start building a stronger, more vital blood flow. Don't waste it. We have talked about 5 breakfasts that are much more than food. They're medicines. Greek yogurt with nuts to build muscle, give flexibility to your arteries. Omelet with spinach to flood your body with natural nitric oxide. Berry smoothie as a protective shield against damage. Whole wheat toast with avocado to care for your heart, and that infusion of turmeric and ginger to fight inflammation from the root. I want you to hold on to one final idea. Age doesn't have to be a sentence. It doesn't take away your strength, your vigor, or your masculinity. It only takes away what you decide to give up. And today, you've learned that you don't have to give up feeling good. Change is possible, and it's within your reach. It's literally on your plate. You have the power to rewrite your health story, and that new story can start tomorrow with your breakfast. Thank you for joining me. Take good care.